All right, so good evening to each and every one of you doing the monitoring and then the viewing right now. It's exactly 8 p.m. and this is the Sports 24 Show with me, Kweku Odro. And this evening, we would be looking at the return of football. Specifically, we would be concentrating on the English Premier League. We'll be concentrating on the La Liga and the Italian Serie A that is set to begin or resume. We have a couple of voices also lined up for you. You can join the conversation with your comments. And as you comment, don't forget to also add your phone number because you stand a chance of winning a prize. Today we are giving prizes to two lucky fans or viewers. So if you are doing the viewing now, whatever comments you make sure that you include your phone number because we would be contacting you if you are a lucky winner. Just as I said, join the conversation, share the video, and let others also join in as I take you through this one full hour of excitement. We are all happy that the EPL is coming back. La Liga resumes tomorrow, and then in 11 days time we have the 11 days time we have the Italian Serie A also coming up. And so you would need to join us. Call a friend, tell a friend that the Sports 24 show is up live right here on all the platforms. You can also join in with your comments, and as I earlier indicated, when you are commenting, make sure you add your phone number. It is very important. Make sure you include your phone number for us so that if you are part of the two lucky winners, we would be able to find you. We will be able to communicate with you. Some cool prizes for you, two lucky winners this evening. And then also remember that we are not doing this single-handedly. We have a sponsor for tonight's show, and I'll tell you more about the sponsor or the supporter who is helping us tonight. Yes, Sucare is helping us. Yes, they produce handcrafted shea butter and shea-based cosmetics. Currently, their products include shea body butter, shea body lotion, baby cream, shea hair food, shea lip balm, and then they have the shea black soap, 100% pure shea butter, liquid hand wash. As a result of their products, people are having their skin fresh and hair also glowing all over. Are you looking for a natural skin or hair product suitable for the all ages, suitable for all ages and gender? Then you need to join the Sucare family. Let me give you their phone number so that you could call 0502 574909. 0502 574909. You can also log on to sucare.com and you would be able to get them. On Facebook, it is Sucare Share Butter. On Twitter, it's at Sucare Share. And then on Instagram, it's at Sucare Share Butter as well. All right, welcome. And I will be taking you straight up into the issues here. And we are happy that the EPL is bouncing back. The La Liga is also bouncing back. Tomorrow, La Liga is starting. And then in about 10-11 days time, we would have the Italian Serie A also starting up. So this evening, we'll hear from Emmanuel Ajimambedu. He spoke to my colleague Gary Al Smith of Joy Sports. We would also hear from Thomas Tepate. All of them will be talking about life during the lockdown and how they feel coming back to playing football and how the social distancing training, no contact training has been like for them. And then we would also hear from the England manager Gareth Southgate. He is picking positives out of everything that has happened, especially with his injured players like Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford and the likes. He says that look, this was a good time for them to heal. This was a good time for them to recuperate, and he believes that with a little training they would be able to help England in the Euros that has been brought back. So exactly that is what we are going to do. Quickly, let's start off with the La Liga, and I'll give you everything you need to know about the Spanish La Liga. If you are watching, leave your comments, and when you are commenting, don't forget to add your phone number. You might be one of the lucky winners, 2 lucky winners this evening after the show. We'll contact you. That is if you have your number attached to any comment. Even if you make 10 comments, just add your number to it. It's one of the things that will qualify you to win. So let's look at the Spanish La Liga. La Liga is starting tomorrow, June 11, and here's what you need to know as play resumes for Spain's top league, including fixtures and how to watch the game. So unlike many leagues throughout Europe, La Liga's title race has always looked like it would go down to the wire. And I'm saying this because of the point gap between FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. So with Barcelona and Madrid within just 2 points of one another, the league's race was shaping up to be another historic battle, and then boom, COVID came in. So that was until the coronavirus outbreak forced the suspension of sports all over the world. La Liga, likely virtually every other league around the globe, shut down. And as these leagues return to the field, though, the shutdown is nearing its end. Even though play will go on behind closed doors, it means that fans will not be allowed into the various stadia. So La Liga is set to return, joining the Bundesliga, who set the pace about 2-3 weeks ago. And currently, as we speak, the German Cup semi-finals is ongoing. Bayern Munich had already taken the lead over Eintracht Frankfurt. So Germany is doing just fine. So let's see how that goes. So it was the first major league to resume play, as well as the Premier League and Serie A are also coming back, so which are ramping up for their own continued season. So with La Liga set to return, Barca and Real Madrid will continue their fights at the top of the league. The former looks to retain their domestic title, that is FC Barcelona, but that's not the only battle going on there. We'll be looking at the race for the Champions League, where we have Real Betis and Getafe also coming in, together with Valencia and Sevilla, all looking to do battle for the top flight league, that is European league, that is the UEFA Champions League. But in the meantime, I would want us to listen to, that is Thomas Partey. He has had a lot of things to say, but this is just something from Thomas Partey. He plays for Atletico Madrid. They have their own game also coming up. I'll give you the fixtures and the times that you can watch the Spanish La Liga, which begins or resumes tomorrow or restarts tomorrow. But Thomas Partey, the Ghana international, was speaking to the media, and he says that it was really something else with the COVID and then the lockdown, training and loan, and now coming back to train together and everything. Let's quickly take a listen to Thomas Partey on the COVID-19 break.
Well, it was difficult. We were not used to being at home for 2 months. Normally, we are on vacation for, let's say, 25 days or 30 days, and you can play with friends, you can go out, do whatever you want to do. But in this situation, you have to be home, try and work home, and I think we got used to it. We were able to control every situation until now, and I think we did our best to stay on our feet.
Okay, so you heard Thomas Partey there doing everything to stay on their feet. That is, he's talking about himself and his colleagues. Okay, so now let's look at when La Liga is starting. I know I have mentioned it. It restarts on Thursday, the 11th of June 2020. So that will be March day 28. Which teams would be playing tomorrow? That is what we are going to look at. But are you excited about the return of football? give me your thoughts, and as you give me your thoughts, your excitement, your expectations, and everything. We are talking EPL, La Liga, and then the Italian Serie A. As you give me your thoughts, what I would also want you to do is that whenever you are giving me your thoughts in the comment box, just add your phone number. You might be one of the lucky winners. Today we are picking 2 lucky winners, and so that is what we are looking at. So tomorrow, the June 11th, Sevilla would come up against Real Betis. Sevilla versus Real Betis. So La Liga season return with Sevilla, with the Sevilla derby. That is what they call it, facing off with Real Betis. So Sevilla currently sits third in the table, well behind the top 2, but firmly in the hands for a Champions League spot. So behind them though is Real Sociedad, by far the most exciting young team in the La Liga this season. By far they are the most exciting. And then comes Getafe. They have been touted as the rugged, the rough team, the most rugged team this season. They don't play any beautiful football, but if you joke, they will squeeze a point or even get the maximum points from you. So that is it. Atletico Madrid all sit within 2 points, while Valencia is only 5 points back in 7th place. So this is how La Liga is shaping up to be. So Barcelona will make their return on June 13th. So tomorrow is 11th, Friday. So Saturday Barcelona would be playing, restarting their La Liga title push with a visit to Mallorca, who currently sit 8th on the league table. And so Barca face a difficult road ahead with matches against Sevilla on June 21 and Atletico Madrid on July 1st. So it is going to be very, very difficult for FC Barcelona. Madrid are also not so happy. The players, they are happy that football is returning. They are happy that Hazard and co are all back. Marco Asensio are all back. But they are looking at not playing at the Santiago Bernabeu because there are some renovation works going on there at the Santiago Bernabeu. So they would be using the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium, which is just a 6,000-seater capacity stadium, even though fans will not be there. So if Madrid should go ahead and win the Spanish La Liga, it will be the first in history that they have won La Liga outside the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. That is what they are looking at. So Leo Messi and co will kickstart their return with 2 games in 72 hours as they have to face off with Leganes just days after that initial Mallorca clash. Madrid, meanwhile, will also return with a match at home against Eibar on June 14th. That will be on Sunday, before visiting Valencia 4 days later. So in total, 6 of Real Madrid's remaining 11 matches will come against teams in the top 10. That is also something that Madrid are looking at, including meetings with Getafe. They play very rough football, and this season, if you look at their system or their style of play, they will not really give you the chance to play your game. That is it. And then they will come up against the most exciting young team in the La Liga this season. That is Real Sociedad, led by Martin Odegaard. Yes, they can give you a hell of a time. They play beautiful football and they also get the results. So before midway point, that is what Madrid is going to do. 6 of their 11 games will come up against those in the top 10. So all 11 matches will be completed by July 19th. So every day, the exciting news is that every day there will be one La Liga game that we can all watch. So let's see what this will mean. They want to finish this so that in August, if UEFA is organizing the mini tournament, where we are told that Lisbon in Portugal is the city of Lisbon in Portugal is almost securing the right to host the mini tournament for the knockout stages, and then we would look at it. Now let me take you through the fixtures and the timings that you can watch all La Liga games from tomorrow. So tomorrow, Sevilla will come up against Real Betis, and it is at exactly 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. Spanish La Liga will start tomorrow. I will be watching myself. If you just tune in, we are talking sports. We are looking at the return of football, and we are looking at the Spanish La Liga. We heard from Thomas Partey. If you missed it, maybe later on you can watch the video and get the Thomas Partey part. So Sevilla tomorrow at 8 p.m. will come up against Real Betis, and then on Friday, there will be 2 games that will be played. Granada will come up against Getafe at exactly 5:30 p.m. And then we'll have Valencia coming up against Levante also at exactly 8 p.m. So on Friday, 5:30 p.m., right after that game, 8 p.m., there will be a game to watch. So it means that on Friday, we would have a lot of excitement to look out for. Then on Saturday, there would be as many as 4 games in the Spanish La Liga. Espanyol will come up against Alaves at exactly 11 a.m. in the morning. That is Ghana time. And then Celta Vigo versus Villarreal would also be at 3 p.m. Then at exactly 5:30, we'll have Leganes coming up against Valladolid. And then Mallorca would also come up against FC Barcelona at exactly 8 p.m. on Saturday. So on Saturday in the evening, around 8 p.m., FC Barcelona versus Mallorca is going to be a cracker of a game. Messi today, Kike Setien has confirmed that Messi is going to play. He's available for selection on Saturday. And then on Sunday at exactly 11 a.m., Athletic Club, that is Athletic Bilbao, would come up against Atletico Madrid at exactly 11 a.m. This is a game that you can't miss, especially after the return of football. Madrid at exactly 5:30 p.m. on Sunday will come up against Eibar, and Real Sociedad will come up against Osasuna at exactly 8 p.m. So this is for the first round of games, that is March day 28th. I wouldn't bore you much with the other games because those ones will come up later, and so that is it. So if you look at what La Liga has done, weekdays, regular times for matches on weekdays, because every day from tomorrow until the 19th of July, every day there would be a La Liga game. So this is the schedule. If it is a weekday, on weekdays, the match times will be 5:30 p.m. and then 8 p.m. That's on weekdays, 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. for La Liga matches. So from tomorrow until the 19th of July, from tomorrow until the 19th of July, every day, if it is a weekday, 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m., there would be a La Liga game for you to watch. You can note that down. And then on weekends, 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m., and then we have 8 p.m. on weekends, 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m., and 8 p.m. On a day that there would be 4 games on a weekend, then it will be 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. Let me repeat that again. In La Liga, from tomorrow to the 19th of July, every day there will be at least 1 game. So if it is a weekday, expect matches at exactly 5:30 p.m. and then 8 p.m. If it is a weekend and there are only 3 games, expect games at exactly 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m. and then 8 p.m. If it's a weekend and they are going to play 4 games, expect matches at exactly 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m., and then 8 p.m. So La Liga has only confirmed kickoff times for the first 2 rounds of matches, with the remaining 9 being confirmed at a later date. So that is what La Liga is doing. So at least initially over those first 2 rounds of games, matches will be played across 4 time slots, which I have given you already. So if you just joined in, this is the sports chapter. We are looking at football returns, and I'm taking you through La Liga, EPL, and then also the Italian Serie A. That is what we are doing here. You can comment, but as you are commenting, please add your phone number. Today or this evening, 2 lucky fans or viewers would be given a prize. We'll contact you via the phone number that you would attach. Your phone number preferably should also be on WhatsApp for us. So now let's look at the league table. I've given you already 58 points for FC Barcelona as opposed to Madrid's 56 points. So they are the 2 horses chasing for the La Liga title, and because 3rd place is Sevilla with just 47 points, and then Espanyol, Leganes, Mallorca lie bottom of the La Liga table. Now, let me look and check some comments that have come through, because we will be moving straight to the EPL. We'll be moving straight to the EPL. There are a lot to discuss in the EPL as well. So if you have any comments, you can quickly add your comments and let us discuss it here. Yes, share the video, like the video, and you can also contact friends to tune in and watch. Yes, a lot of comments have come through here. I would be doing, or I'll be taking your comments in a jiffy. So let's look at it. Some are asking if the Kesmi FM Fantasy Premier League is still ongoing. I'll address that later, but we'll sit and then we would talk about it as well. All right, now let us quickly look at the English Premier League, when it is starting and everything that is happening in the English Premier League. The project restart dates confirmed. TV fixture scheduled for the EPL already also confirmed. And yesterday we had, or we did just this dawn, or yesterday the interview took place where Gareth Southgate is also having his take on the lockdown. But then Premier League clubs are working towards a restart as the whole sport battles with coronavirus pandemic. That one we have established that. So elite football in England has been on pause since mid-March. Yes, like the entire globe, including Ghana. So with both Champions League and the Europa League following suit soon after the restart of the various European leagues. So Liverpool are waiting to be crowned Premier League champions for the first time. Next season's European competitors must be decided, and the relegation picture is also far from clear. So this is why it is very important for the English Premier League to restart. Liverpool can't afford for the league to end, because the likelihood of not crowning a champion is very high. Even if they would do it, it will be difficult. There wouldn't be that sense of belongingness or sense of hard work that won the league, even though they have just win just two games, and then you have won the league. And so we are looking at restarting the English Premier League, because when it restarts, then European competitors would be able, they would be decided, and then also we'll have a winner for the EPL. So we are looking at the Premier League, how the Premier League, FA Cup, and the Champions League hopes to finish the season. So in the English Premier League clubs voted unanimously. I am just taking you through memory lane. There were some votes that went on, and then that there should be training. One, they started training in isolation, and then there was contact training from May 28th onwards, where players were training together. But for phase one, that's what they did. The teams would divide themselves into groups. So first 10 players will come and train and leave. The place will be disinfected, and then the next 10 will come after the first 10 have already left. So this was what the government guidelines on contact training and all those things needed for the English Premier League to kickstart. So further progress was made with the third round of coronavirus testing results, of which were confirmed, and then also on May 30th, which saw 0 positive tests. Just before we started this show, about over 1,900 or so test results have come in, and it is only just one confirmed positive test. So it means that the EPL is on its way to start. Yesterday, Manchester United was supposed to have played a friendly game against Stoke City, but some few minutes to the game, they realized, or they found out, that Stoke City manager Michael O'Neill has tested positive for coronavirus. So they cancelled the game, and then today, Manchester United 11 versus another Manchester United 11. They played an 11-a-side game. It ended 4-4. So now the question is that the strikers are really striking well, or they have been able to work on their finishing, or it is the defenders that are not pulling their weight. But we'll see it when games restart in the English Premier League. So that is what I can give you about the English Premier League, the return. So clubs have agreed to return to action on June 17th. That is the English Premier League. Clubs have agreed to return to action on June 17th, beginning with 2 outstanding match day 29 games. But before we continue, let's take a listen to the English manager or England manager, Gareth Southgate, who is saying that with the long break, it has helped his international players like Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, and the likes to heal quickly and recover from their injury. So we'll look at it. Another good news, which I'll tell you about Manchester United, is that for the first time, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes trained together, and it was fantastic. It was indeed fantastic. So I'll come back after this. We'll look at the fixtures, and then quickly I'll take you through all the 20 clubs, what they have been doing so far with the final preparations for the restart of the English Premier League. Please leave your comments. If you are leaving your comments, you can include or add your phone numbers to it, and I would be glad to share your thoughts. So let's take a listen to Gareth Southgate on how he is seeing the entire, or how he's seeing the whole thing about the lockdown and COVID-19 break and everything. He feels that it will help the English national team. Let's take a listen to Gareth Southgate, as I promised you.
A team is never stand still. You know, from one game to the next, you have performances where people play well. You think the dynamic of the team is one thing, and then problems emerge from somewhere else that you weren't expecting. So at one point in the lead into this, we're looking at possibly being without Marcus Rashford, possibly being without Harry Kane, or at very best, both of those not having had a lot of football.
Okay, so that was Gareth Southgate for you there, which we heard his voice. He's been talking, or he has been speaking on the fact that it is going to help his voice. It is going to help the, okay, so we'll play the voice again because we didn't get the full voice later on the show. We'll still have other voices coming from the same manager because he has touched on a number of issues here. Remember, Ajimambedu is also in the news. We'll be hearing from Emmanuel Ajimambedu as well. Okay, so quickly, let's see again if we can get Gareth Southgate's voice on what he feels about the return of football in England. We will take a listen when the voice is ready on that as well. So Premier League clubs voted, as I said, unanimously. So Aston Villa versus Sheffield United will be at exactly 5 p.m. on the 17th of June. The 17th of this month. We would have Aston Villa coming up against that is Sheffield United, and then Manchester City versus Arsenal is at exactly 7:15 p.m. They will restart the season, bringing all to 9 games. The 2 outstanding games, City Arsenal, that is a game at exactly 7:15, and then we would have Aston Villa coming up against Sheffield United at exactly 5 p.m. So these are games that are going to be played in the English Premier League, so that at the end of these 2 games on the 17th of June, then it means that we would now have 9 games each for all the 20 clubs to play, because these are the outstanding matches that are going to be played in the English Premier League. So all games are set to be played behind closed doors, no fans. So for all those who want the fans to access every game, it is not going to happen. So on the 17th, that is I've said it, Aston Villa, Sheffield United, Manchester City will come up against Arsenal. Then on Friday, the 19th of June, that is where the great game or the real deal also begins, because now all the 20 clubs will begin playing one of their 9 remaining matches. So on Friday, Norwich City will come up against Southampton at exactly 5 p.m. Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United on Friday, June 19th at exactly 7:15. This game, I wouldn't miss it. So on Friday, June 19, there are going to be 2 games in the English Premier League, 5 p.m. kickoff and then 7:15 kickoff. Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. And then on Saturday, that is June 20, yes, we have Watford coming up against Leicester City at exactly 11 a.m. They call it a tea time kickoff. And then Brighton versus Arsenal at exactly 2 p.m. West Ham United will come up against Wolves at exactly 4:30. And then Bournemouth will come up against Crystal Palace at exactly 6:45. So on Saturday, 20th of June, remember, LaLiga games too are there. Remember, we have LaLiga games too. So coupled with 4 games on Saturday, June 20, means that Saturdays we just have to get our food, our drinks, do everything and relax. From morning till evening, we'll get games to watch in the Spanish La Liga as well as the English League. So on Saturday, 4 games from 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 4:30, and 6:45 p.m. And then on Sunday, June 21, we have 3 games in the English Premier League. Newcastle United will come up against Sheffield United at exactly 1 p.m. And then we'll have Aston Villa also coming up against Chelsea at exactly 3:15 p.m. This is also a game that we cannot miss. And then we have Everton coming up against Liverpool, the Merseyside derby at exactly 6 p.m. And they were contemplating on moving this game to a neutral ground. But just before we started the show, the news that came in from Sky Sports has it that Liverpool and Everton can play the Merseyside derby at the Goodison Park. So it means that it wouldn't be taken away to a neutral grounds. So that is also good news. The fear is that if they played, maybe fans might troop in and come or gather around the stadium. That is why they want to avoid that. And then on Monday, June 22, Manchester City will come up against Burnley. Monday Night Football is back at exactly 7 p.m. So these are the fixtures for the English Premier League. And so we are going to look at it. Now we'll be going to Italy, but let me chip in. Let me quickly chip in the UEFA Champions League. There are 17 fixtures left this season in the UEFA Champions League. Take note of that. There are 17 games left in the UEFA Champions League, with UEFA reportedly considering playing matches every 3 days during August. And it wouldn't be Chelsea traveling to Germany to go and play Bayern Munich and all of that. No, they will all converge. So they want all leagues to end before August or just at the beginning of August, so that they will all converge. Now Istanbul is not going to be where the finals of the UEFA Champions League will be played. They are looking at Lisbon in Portugal, where all the 8 clubs will move there and go and play like a mini tournament, like what is done with the World Cup, so that a winner would be crowned. So that is what we are looking at, and they are looking at starting this on August 7th. So games will be played twice a week, with the semi-finals held between August 18th and 22 before the finals is hosted on August 21. That is what we are looking at. I don't know if you have any concerns. You can also quickly add up and let us have a discussion right here on the Sports24 Show. I'm interacting with you. I'll be taking your comments in a jiffy. I know that a lot of comments have come through here. Let me quickly take some of your comments. But as I said, as you are watching, share the video. If you are commenting also, just include your phone number. Who knows, you might be one of the lucky winners. 2 lucky winners this evening. So quickly add it. No Viper the ruler Ragadon is watching. That's King Solomon is also watching. Papa Mubosingwa is watching. Charlie, I can see all of you. Trying to see if we can still get the voice of Gareth Southgate so that we can play it for you today for your listening pleasure, as we have promised you. Yes, Southgate has said a lot, and I think we should hear everything that he said. In terms or in line with what is happening, COVID and everything that has come in with what I'm talking about, the lockdown and everything. He says that it will go a long way to help his England team to improve. Let's take a quick listen if this would work.
One game to the next, you have performances where people play well. You think the dynamic of the team is one thing, and then problems emerge from somewhere else that you weren't expecting. So at one point in the lead into this, we're looking at possibly being without Marcus Rashford, possibly being without Harry Kane, or at very best, both of those not having had a lot of football. We've got certain positions where we're strong and certain positions where we don't have the strength in depth. Maybe some of those things will be better in a year's time. But then maybe other teams will be the same. You know, I'm looking at the German league and people like Havertz and Goretzka playing, and their young players are going to develop over the next 12 months as well. And at the moment, we don't know what those experiences will be for our young players. If it's football behind closed doors, they're going to miss some of the playing under pressure that playing in front of fans in big matches brings as well. So difficult to predict. I think the age of the team, you would hope we would be better in a year's time. But of course, we have to go and prove that on the pitch. A team is never stand still, you know, from one game.
Yes, so that was Gareth Southgate there. But he did not end there. One of his young chaps, that is Jadon Sancho. He is one of the hottest youngsters that clubs, especially in England, are chasing after his signature. And just recently, we heard that in Spain, Madrid and the likes are also looking to secure him. What does Southgate say about Jadon Sancho? He says that he would only get better.
He's developing really well as a young player. If I look at his age, if I look at what his contribution is, he's learning the game. He's slowly maturing. There's still bits that he's got to learn. And he's got some fantastic role models in Raheem and Marcus Rashford to look at, not only in terms of how they play, but also the way their professionalism, their desire to be the best, their hunger. They're brilliant role models for Jadon to be working with when he's developing really well as a young.
Okay, so that was Southgate's take on Jadon Sancho. But he was also asked about whether or not he would only want to coach the English national team. And he says, look, he cannot coach the English national team for 20 years. And he confessed and revealed that he would love to coach a club side as well. Let's take a listen.
I'm not going to be the England manager for 20 years, and I would like to coach and manage for a reasonable period. I don't know how long exactly. So at some point, that decision will be something that's ahead of me. I don't see it in the near future. When you've been the manager of England, you're capable, I think, you know, in terms of pressure. You're not going to have a more pressurised role. So, I of course am ambitious, but at the moment there's nothing in my mind other than making England a success. I'm hungry to take the team further. I think there's potential to take the team further. I think we've got to find that edge that the likes of France and Portugal have in their group. I think we've got a team that play good football. I think we've got to find in those really big moments now that gnarly winners mentality that makes the difference in the biggest games. And I've got to make sure I've got that as a coach, and we've got to instill that in the team. So that there's plenty of challenges for us ahead.
All right, so that was Gareth Southgate talking about his future ambitions to coach a club side. We'll be moving to the Italian Serie A very, very soon, and we would take a listen to Emmanuel Ajimambedu, one player I love so much. I fell in love with him when he virtually, together with Dede Ayew, conquered the world in Egypt during the Under-20 World Cup. He has done so well. He was speaking with my colleague Gary R. Smith of Joy Sports. We'll quickly take a listen to what he had to say about COVID and lockdown, and then also training in isolation, social distancing training, and all of that. Let's quickly take a listen to Emmanuel Ajimambedu, and then when we come back, I'll give you the Italian Football Federation's protocol and then schedule for the return of the Italian Serie A. But before, we'll take a listen to Ajimambedu. When I come back, I'll do your comments, and then we'll quickly wrap it up with the Italian Serie A. So this is what Ajimambedu, the conversation he had with Gary Al Smith of Joy Sports, all went. Quickly, let's take a listen.
So let me begin by asking you, Emmanuel, what is the hope like in your club? Do you think you can make it into Europe?
Thank you once again, and good evening to everyone. It's too early to think about going to Europe, and it left 13 games before the season ends, and it will be a very difficult 1.5 months for all the clubs because every 3 days we have a game. Before we started the league, our main ambition is to get 40 points to be safe in the league. Where we are now, no one was even thinking we would be there at this time, and I think we have a very good coach, a good team, young guys who are very hungry for success, and we moved to this area. So for now, we're thinking about to be safe in the league. Then after, if something happens, then we move on. But all the meetings we have been having, we know it will be very difficult for us as the weather is very hot. Every 3 days we have the games, and a lot of injuries are in camp as well. So we just need to be sure that we are safe in the league.
Yeah.
Then if we get the +8, then we move on.
Ajiman, everybody is talking about the weird training exercises that are going on. Social distancing is being practiced across the world. So, and I see you smiling. How do you train by not touching people?
For the past 2 weeks, our first 2 weeks, it was weird a bit. Like how you said, we just passed the ball like 10 meters distance with ourselves. But I think now they have brought a lot of laws. Every 4 good days, you need to do the COVID-19 test every 4 days. So hopefully, and good for us, everyone is fine. So we have started like a normal training sessions, and this even morning we had the COVID test, and maybe on Friday or Saturday we have another one. So now training is back to normal, and we are enjoying ourselves.
You're going to play behind closed doors in 15 seconds. How is the team feeling about that?
Weird. But it's very weird. We're not used to this kind of situations. Last 2, 3, 4 days, I was watching one German game. I said, wow. So this is exactly what is going to happen to us.
Yeah.
But we have some friendly games on our stadium, and we are getting used to it. This is the situation now. We can't do anything about it. We just have to abide with it.
Excellent.
And just get off and work and get the 40 points we need.
Nice one. Thank you, Ajiman. We appreciate you.
All right, so that was Emmanuel Ajimambedu. Fantastic one there with my colleague Gary Al Smith of Joy Sports. This interview was done there. So quickly, let me take your comments, and then we'll come back and look at the Italian Serie A. Baba Bobozingwa, the Bavarian, yes, he has left his number. He says that monitoring you live all the way from Banjira Junction. Jonathan in Luki Kofi, monitoring you live. He has also left his number. Jonathan says all the way from Tamale Koblemago. And my brother Hami, yes, has also sent in this one. Superb. And then Black Echo, the king of Tamale, says that with you live. Thank you so much. C. Amin has also sent in this one, monitoring you live with his number. Ginger Prince Munir has also sent in this one. I'm so excited. The EPL is coming back. Anyway, monitoring you live. Also leaving his number. Abubakar Muhammad Siddiq, watching you live from Zaire. Kamina Barracks and Matthew L or EL, watching you live. Mr. KOD has also left his number. Nice discussion, Odro. Keep the fire blazing. Hussein Afan, he has also sent in this one. If you are watching, just share the video. Also like the video, comments, and when you are commenting, you can as well leave your name, your phone number with it. Let me take more of your comments right here that have come through. A lot of your comments have come through, and today I am not leaving any comments on red. I'll read all your comments quickly. Let me take some of your comments. EPL is going to be very interesting. Some of the top teams will step down for Manchester United to climb to the top 4. Jonathan in Luki Kofi, you sent in this one. Yes, he's a serious Manchester United fan. If you want me to read your comment quickly, just leave your comment on Facebook. I'll read all your comments. And Safiano Abdullah Bako, he has also shared the video. Thank you so much. He says, Mr. Kodi, I'm watching you live inside Chicago. Keep the good work. First Lady Doreen Virtue has also sent in this. All those who were rooting for the EPL Cup to be given to Liverpool, I'm sorry to announce that they have to fight to the end. Yes, it is true. Adam King Solomon has also sent in this one. La Liga and EPL resuming. Can't wait to see the meta squad from the Reds. Bruno playing with Paul Pogba. Their combination was exciting to watch. You should have seen. You should have just seen Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba at training today. It was exciting to watch them. 11 aside game. It ended 4-4. I'll give you details from here. I'll give you what all the 20 EPL clubs have been doing, or all the final touches they are putting in place to make sure they stay fit and be ready for the league. Viper the ruler Ragadon says that Liverpool is going to shock everyone with awesome display. Hashtag we will never walk alone. And then Abdul Snare says that the best leagues are back. The Blues will be back. Sweet blue heart with the blue heart, and then also the emoji that is licking its mouth or lips. And then Misode Faustin says that Real Madrid will definitely win the La Liga. I know why he's saying that, but I will meet him after here. And then we have Jeoma 1. The EPL is for us, the Blues. Okay, so Chelsea still has hope to winning the English Premier League. Mr. Faustin says, I'm just so excited as we will watch Bayern molest Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League 12-0. And then Biberib Albert Miller has also sent in this one. The Blues will be a team to watch out come next season. And Mr. says that I just can't wait for the Bruno Pogba partnership. It is a fantastic partnership. If what I saw or I watched on the internet is what they are going to replicate, I bet you should watch out for Paul Pogba and then Bruno Fernandes. First Lady says that please, if your one leg is in Champions League, just forget. I don't want to mention names. If you know, you know. Okay, and that comment alone has about 4 replies on that. Okay, thank you so very much. Let's move on. And Al Hassan Baba Bio also shared this video. He says that Manchester United will be a team to watch when football comes back. And Jonathan in Luki Kofi says that Manchester will definitely be in the top 4. Yes, he is very, very optimistic. Oh, and FPL is back. Oh, yes, Fantasy Premier League is back. Hooray, EPL is back. And then Abdul Fattah, you see, that is Lazio, says that, okay, we can't wait for the return. We missed the game for long. United forever, Miss Ode Faustin. And then Queen Ruhia says that can't wait. Abdul Rauf Apipi says that my favorite. And then Miss Ode has also sent Manchester United will rape Tottenham Hotspur. Mourinho and his boys won't take less than 4 goals. Kennedy Asewie says that more fire. Alidu Salim also sharing this video says that keep the good work. KOD monitoring you live from Nyanshegu. Yes, Nyanshegu is my area too. So once I have your number, I'll try and link up. Safiano Abdullah Bako says that Mr. KOD, I'm watching you live inside Shishegu. Keep up the good work. And Jonathan has also sent in this one with his name. Thank you so very much. You can quickly join the conversation. Send me all your comments. Today I am reading every comment. If you just joined, just send in your comment. I'm reading every comment and we'll contact 2 of you. My people have already chosen 1. It's left with 1. So keep sending your comments and add your phone number. We'll contact you after the show. All right, so on this note, as I said, let's now look at what the Premier League they have been up to. I'll give you all what the 20 clubs have been doing, all the tests that have gone through. Round 6 came out and round 5 of the test came out today, and God being so good, there was only one who tested positive. So the Premier League can also confirm that there have been some previous tests. So the first round of tests was carried on the 17th to the 18th of May, where 748 players and backroom staff, as well as managers and all of that, they were tested, with 6 testing positive from 3 clubs. Then round 2 was from the 19th to the 22nd of May. They tested them for coronavirus. 996 players, managers, backroom staff were tested, with 2 testing positive from 2 clubs. And then round 3 of the testing came on the 25th to the 26th of May, where 1,008 players, managers, and backroom staff were tested, with 4 testing positive from 2 clubs. And then round 4, from the 28th to the 29th of May, the test samples were taken, and it was taken for 1,130 players, backroom staff, and managers and coaches, with 0 testing positive. So round 4 recorded 0 positive cases. So it means that the English Premier League can restart. Then round 5 was taken on the 1st to the 2nd of June, this was the biggest test so far, 1,197, with 1 testing positive. So these are the 5 round of tests that took place, or that has taken place in the EPL as they prepare to restart. Now, how the 20 teams are getting ready for the 2019-2020 EPL restart is what I am going to give you now. We start off with Arsenal. Yes, this is Arsenal. This is what Arsenal have been doing. For them, they played a friendly game against Charlton Athletic, and Edin Ketia scored a hat-trick in that game. And so they are preparing. He scored a hat-trick. Arsenal won the game by 6 goals to 0. And then Aston Villa also, if you watch their trainings, I've been watching them. I've been watching all the clubs. This is what is happening with Aston Villa. It looks as if they are concentrating so much on their goalkeepers. Their goalkeepers are doing so well. They are concentrating on goalkeepers training and getting ready for the restart of the season. And then Bournemouth, yes, for them, this is what they did. They wore new training jerseys as they started training. They brought in new training kits. I don't know, maybe it's a way of motivating the players of a sort. I don't know why they did that. As midfielder David Brooks joined a quartet of returning players. Brighton and Hove Albion also training matches. They've been having training matches. Aaron Connolly and Leonardo Trossard showed there were few signs of rustiness with some brilliant goals, and it helped. And Burnley manager Sean Dyche has also been talking about how his players have been stepping up training, and says that he is happy with their fitness level. If you look at the Burnley team also training, you could see that, look, they are back. Burnley is also back. The players are very fit. Now we go to Chelsea. There are plenty of smiles at the Cobham training ground as Chelsea players hone their finishing skills in small-sided drills. For them, they trained in small groups, but it was fantastic. Especially yesterday, where N'Golo Kante came in. He even scored. He had his full training and he even scored. And it looks as if the thoughts and then the thinking of getting Timo Werner coming in next season is also something that is exciting these players. Now, Crystal Palace, for them, they did something very wonderful. The first day of training, they filmed it. They filmed their training and they used drones. And if you look at the way the drones took videos and pictures, it was so exciting. You would tear up, because we've missed the game for a very long time, and that is what Crystal Palace did. They used drones in the skies with cameras, and they took videos and pictures of how they just go online and then you can watch. Everton, Michael Keane and then Mason Holgate were among the scorers as Everton continue to prepare for the Merseyside derby. They are also trying their finishing skills, and it was fantastic watching them. Leicester City, they were back at the King Power Stadium and they played Leicester 11 versus Leicester 11. That's a training match they played. Liverpool also did a Liverpool 11 versus a Liverpool 11 at Anfield, with Sadio Mane back among the goals as they got a feel of playing in a stadium again. So Sadio Mane scored in the Liverpool 11 versus the Liverpool 11. Another Liverpool 11, so 11 aside at Anfield. Now to Manchester City. Yeah, they stepped up things up, and that was within the weekend, and there were some serious fantastic goals from Riyad Mahrez. Sergio Aguero also scored, as well as a bit of free kick practice from Kevin De Bruyne. He was trying some sensational free kicks and he scored a number of them. Now to Manchester United. I know I've told you already, there was a first link up between the fit again Paul Pogba and January signing Bruno Fernandes, who showcased their set piece skills. If you look at the free kicks that Pogba and Bruno Fernandes were taking during their training, you would love it. If they should replicate it when the league restarts, Manchester United should be a force to reckon with. I watched it. I was so happy. They played a Manchester United 11 versus another Manchester United 11. It ended 4-4, and the goals will amaze you. Now Newcastle United. Nabil Bentaleb scored a stunning goal from way out as the Magpies played at the St. James's Park, also an 11-a-side game. Norwich City were also back at their stadium, Carrow Road, for an 11-a-side game training match. Sheffield United are also due to be one of the first two teams back in the Premier League action, and they trained at the Bramall Lane ahead of their away match against Aston Villa on the 17th of June. And then Southampton, the Saints showed how they are preparing for their first match back against Norwich City on the 19th. They also went through some drills. And now to Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspurs. Yes, they went head-to-head. Players went head-to-head at the Tottenham Stadium, with Tongai Ndombele and Dele Alli scoring in the match. And Jose Mourinho said, look, crush yourselves. Go in with all the hard tackles, and that is what happened with Tottenham Hotspurs. Now to Watford, they gave us an insightful look at head coach, that is Greg Shakespeare, leading a training drill. And remember, they had issues because a couple of their players had tested positive and all of that. West Ham United upped their intensity and showed all of us a classic finish from Jarrod Bowen. It was a classic finish. And finally, Wolverhampton Wanderers, they really turned the heat up as they did a back-to-back session with Raul Jimenez sharpening his finishing skills, and he was giving the balls and they were asking him to shoot, and he indeed scored a number of them as well. So you see, I have taken you through all what the clubs are doing, from Spain to England, and then we had the voices and everything. As we promised you, we have done a thorough research, and then we have compiled everything for you as we are so excited about the return of football. You can join in with your comments. I'll be taking the next batch of comments that have come through. If you are commenting, remember to add your phone number if you want to stand a chance of winning the prize for our two amazing viewers. Yes, we've had a number of shares and we are very much encouraged by the support here. I'm trying to see if there are more of your messages so that I would be able to clear them. You can also join in. If you just joined in, you can send in your comments and I would be glad to read all your comments as well. Trying to get your comments here on Facebook before we move on to doing some other stories here. Remember, we'll be going to the Italian Serie A. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten at all about the Italian Serie A. Quickly. Okay, so I'll come back to some of the comments that have come through here. But in Italy, we are told that teams will be required to have separate dressing rooms for starters and substitutes as part of the precautionary measures outlined. So in Italy, if you're a starter, first 11, you have your dressing room, and then substitutes will also have their dressing room. Hey, this is how far football has gotten to. All right, so the Italian Football Federation has also finalized plans to restart as Serie A moves closer to becoming the latest league to resume play. And we are looking at Serie A. They had previously confirmed that the league will restart with the 4 outstanding games left to play from the postponed match week on the weekend of June 20 to 21, with the Coppa Italia finals confirmed for June 17th. So they will clear all outstanding games, and then Coppa Italia would also come in. The finals on June 17th to come in. And now the Federation has revealed the details of how the return will go on, with several precautions in place to ensure the safety of players. So the league will begin with 2 matches on June 20. So on June 20th, we would have the Italian Serie A also bouncing back, with Torino set to host Parma, whilst Cagliari will visit Verona. Atalanta will then host Sassuolo the next day, while Inter Milan will take on Sampdoria on June 21 as well. So that is what we are looking at. Each of those matches will be part of completing the 26th round, with the 27th round beginning on June 22. So league leader Juventus headline that June 22 slate with a visit to Bologna, whilst AC Milan will face Lecce and Fiorentina will host Brescia on the same day. So for the first full round of matches will then finish on June 24, with 3 matches, with the second full round then beginning on June 26th as Juventus take on Lecce. So this is how the Italian Serie A has also been scheduled to restart. Yes, it's exactly 9 o'clock, just so soon. An hour is up, but quickly let me see if I can do some of your comments that have come through here before we wrap it all up. We are looking at what we can do in the coming days as well, as far as the various leagues are concerned, and then also bringing you all the updates. Still haven't heard of CR7. Oh. Okay, CR7, he's doing well. That is what I can tell you. Faustin, I know this is mischief. I know why Faustin is putting pressure on me, asking that he has not heard CR7. Okay, quickly. Wow, a lot of messages coming through. Let me quickly take your messages. All right, so I think okay, all right, so I've done all of these. Let's quickly move to this side too and see which messages I haven't cleared, and then we'll call it a night. It's been so wonderful coming your way. I have enjoyed every bit of the Sports24 Show. Viper de Rula Ragadon. Thank you so much for the moral support. We will leave it here. I know you have indeed learned, or you have indeed gotten the feel of what we should expect. We'll bring you more of this, because every day we'll have a game to watch. If not for any other league, the Spanish LaLiga will be whetting our appetite, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday we'll have the EPL also coming in, and then we'll have the Italian Serie A also coming in. And I know the viewing or the watching right or viewing right will be made a bit flexible, because now that a lot of fans will not go into the various stadia to go and watch, and we are also being asked not to socially gather. It means that the pay-per-view joints would have to reduce the number of intake, even if they want to reopen for people to come and view matches. So in our own homes, I know that there would be measures that would be taken for us to also get some of the games to watch. Quickly, there were some games that were being played in the that is a German Cup. Let me give you the results today, and then we would end it. Okay, Quickly. Yes, Bayern Munich have beaten Eintracht Frankfurt by 2-1. And in the Portuguese league, yes, Vitória de Setúbal have drawn 2-2 with Santa Clara. Portimonense has also drawn 2-2 with Benfica. So these are some games that have been played today in that is Portugal and then Germany. All right, so we would leave it here. I had a lot to share with you, but any which way time has come, or the time has come for us to end or close the show. Let me quickly tell you that we were proudly supported and sponsored by Suke. Suke produces handcrafted shea butter and shea-based cosmetics. So currently their products include the shea body butter. They also have the shea body lotion, the baby cream, the shea hair food, the shea lip balm, the shea black soap, 100% pure shea butter. They have it there. Liquid hand wash. And as a result of their product, people are having their skin fresh and hair also glowing all over. So if you are looking for a natural skin or hair product suitable for all ages and then for the entire family and gender, then you need to join the Suke family. Contact them on 0502 574909 0502 574909. You can also visit www.suke.com and then also follow them on Facebook. Yes, it's Suke Share Butter, and then on Twitter it's at Suke Share, and then on Instagram also is at Suke Share Butter. That is it for you. Thank you so much, Suke, for supporting us this evening. My name is Kweku Odro. This has been the Sports 24 show with me, Kweku Odro, KOD for sure. Don't also forget to monitor all the live scores on sports24online.com. When you go to sports24online.com, you just scroll down, you see live score, tap on it. Wherever the game is being played, even in Tahiti, we have the live score there for you to monitor every game that is going to be played now that football is restarting. Read our stories, like our page on Facebook, that is sports24online.com. You can also like my page on Facebook, Kweku Odro Journalist, and then also send me a friend request. I have some few friends to make it up for the 5,000 back. I always try to reduce. When I hit, I take some off. When I hit, I take some off. So I still have a couple of friends to make up. So you can send me a friend request as well, and I'll be glad to be your friend. And we'll be announcing the winners very soon. We'll call you. That is why we ask that you put your phone number there. We'll either send you a message or we'll call you that you have phone. We are picking 2 winners today, and then the next time we come also we'll have a special package for our viewers. Thank you so much. I appreciate your massive support, and I appreciate your massive viewership and massive shares today for the show, and we'll bring you nothing but the best. We are preparing for the next show come Sunday. Stick and stay, have a lovely evening, and we are all happy that football has returned. Good evening, and may the good Lord be with us all.